just to, you know, to put this on. Because you know, what kind of cooking video would this be without an apron? I'm just trying to be really professional. Yeah, you guys have requested this video time and time again. Cooking videos. So, here you are. Cooking with Char. Okay, so I don't know how this lighting is. Sorry if it's not great, but I just want to get on with this video. I'm not really used to doing cooking videos, so bear with me. This is tomato basil pasta dish. It can be used with or without meat, with grilled chicken, with shrimp. The last time I cooked this was with shrimp. It was on my Instagram story if you guys saw. And unfortunately I didn't defrost the shrimp, so we're doing it without. But it's like one extra step, it's not a big deal. Before we get into this, let me just say one thing. If you're not used to cooking, or if you don't cook that often and you're struggling with like your skills, or you feel like you're not good at it, don't get down on yourself, because honestly, I've only been cooking for a short period of time, especially since I've been married more, and it's all trial and error. I really rotate the same dishes constantly, and I feel like I tweak them a little bit each time, or I just add a little more of something, depending on like our palate and what we want. But honestly, like, and my husband loves my food, it might just be him, but the hardest part and the longest and most tedious is prepping, but it also helps you throughout it. Like, that's a big thing. People get like flustered, if things start to burn, or you don't know like where something is. Like, if you have everything laid out and everything like prepped and cut up and like at your like grab, everything will be so much smoother. The last time I made sauce was Danny's absolute favorite. Like, it was the best I ever made it, and I've made it a ton of times. So it's like every time you just learn something new, and it's all trial and error. So I also get inspired by like just seeing a video on YouTube, or like at my job, or a picture somewhere like that inspires me. So it's not like I'm constantly thinking of new dishes. So don't feel bad, okay? Now, let's get to this. Okay. Gosh, I'm so all over the place, I'm sorry. What you're gonna need for this dish is tomatoes on the vine, diced tomatoes, and this is by, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is what the can looks like. I use this brand for my marinara sauce. I love this dish because it's very fresh and filling and hearty, but it's very flavorful, and it's like just so quick and like, I don't know, fresh ingredients. I like it. Garlic. Now, I just wanted to show you the differences. This one's a little bit smaller than this one, and last time I used a whole entire one of these. If I use this one, I'll use most of it, but maybe leave a couple, one or two cloves out. I don't know. Preference. This is a very garlicky dish. You can opt out if you're vegan, but I love cheese, and this brand in particular is the best. It's the grated Romano cheese. And then last time used rigatoni, but this time I'm thinking either the small rigatoni or penne, and these two brands are my favorite. So your preference, just let me know what I'm using. And I'm also gonna add sun-dried tomatoes from this brand. Again, preference. I like to have a little variety of texture and flavor of different tomatoes. So you can totally just use these tomatoes, but probably add one or two more. And that's it. Oil, olive oil. Let's go. Just to show you guys, if you are interested in doing it with shrimp, it's delicious, and this is what I do really quickly. I have bagged frozen shrimp, and this is from Trader Joe's. I use about, for 2 people, but it's about 4 servings. You know, depending. It's about 4 servings, but for me and Danny, 2 people. So half the bag I think is good. Danny always likes more shrimp, whatever your preference is. Anyway, what I do is defrost them, I peel the shrimp, and then I always rinse them off. I put them on a plate. I season them with salt and pepper, and for this dish I just added a little bit of garlic powder. You don't have to if you don't want to. Then with the same pan, I drizzled a little bit of olive oil on medium-high heat, and I literally just threw them on and flipped them over. As soon as they became pink, shrimp cook really quick. Threw them in a dish, turned off the heat, wiped the pan. Because I'm going to be using garlic and oil, and garlic burns so quick, I had to like just shut off the pan. I didn't want it like really hot. You have to be careful, it like ruins everything. You have to like peel and chop the garlic and recook it, and it's like such a headache. So to prevent that, turn off the heat. So that's what I do with the shrimp, and then I throw them in the dish after at the end just to like mix it up. So it's really easy, but we're not using shrimp. So what I'm going to do right now is peel the garlic and chop it up, and I'm going to throw it in like a little dish on the side. So like I said, everything is just ready to go and throw in. Be back. So as you see here, all my garlic is in here. It's a decent amount. I also opened up the can just to have, making sure it's like readily available to me. And I'm going to take my tomatoes now and show you how I do this. But in the meantime, start boiling your water, because that's what really takes so long. Like, it's like chopping this up and then the water boiling, it really is like the longest part. So do that. And we're gonna use a pound of this, and I think I'm gonna go with the penne. So we'll put that aside. So we rinse those, take off the stem, obviously. You're gonna take them and cut them on the side in half. Like this. And then what you're gonna do is take out the pits, because we don't want that. We don't want that in the dish. So it wasn't recording. So basically you're just gonna dice them up. Kind of like you would have like the size of in your tacos. I mean, you could do it a little larger. Mine's a little larger than that. However large you want it. Also, hello, we forgot about like one of the main ingredients. You will need fresh basil, okay? And I prefer to get it on the plant, get the plant, because it's just like fresher than getting it in the little plastic things. Okay, so now we're just gonna take our basil, and I honestly don't have a number of how many leaves, but I do want there to be a lot. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it smells so good. Such a good smell. Just put them all together. Maybe was that 7? I mean, I'll probably do more, but let's just start cutting away. Maybe once across like that. Put that right there. I'll probably add more. You want that basil and garlic and tomato all to infuse together. We have this sun-dried tomato. We're just gonna use a little bit of that. The water is almost boiled, so we're just gonna put that in. This takes about 10 minutes. I am gonna add some salt. It's important to season your water. Otherwise, if your pasta's not flavorful, I learned that the whole dish kind of gets thrown off. And you're wondering why, like, it doesn't taste right. So make sure you do that. And go. So I'm gonna turn this pan on medium, let's see here, a little, like medium low heat, okay? We do not want to burn the garlic. You have to, a generous amount of oil. So that's what we're going to do. Let that heat for 2 seconds. I actually put the garlic in right away because I want it to infuse as much as possible, and I don't want it to burn. And I'm going to just mix that around. And honestly, I'm literally, like, I'm just gonna leave this on. As soon as you start to smell the garlic aroma, that's when you throw everything in, because honestly, I have burned garlic way too many times for me to sit here and play around with it. So you'll start to smell it right away. Just move it around. Oh, it's sizzling. sure you stir your pasta. So yeah, this is ready. And honestly, this is such a quick dish. Like, it really is. Everything's just fresh. We're basically just warming everything up. Okay. I think that's good. I think I'm going to add the tomato now. So I'm going to start with my can first. This is diced tomatoes. I just love like the chunks. I actually do add this into my regular sauce, like my marinara sauce. Okay. So typically if you're just using like the sliced tomatoes, like the fresh ones, it won't be as saucy at first. But it does, like the juices do start to come out once it heats up. We're gonna add the tomatoes. And just continue stirring. It's honestly such an easy dish. It's like, oh, we don't want that top. We don't want that top. So now I'm going to add in basil. Okay, so that's it for a second. I'll lower this a little bit. And I'm going to add salt and pepper. I have my Himalayan sea salt. And just a little bit of pepper. And I think I'm gonna also add a little bit of garlic powder. It's totally optional, you don't have to. I just want it to have a little more flavor. And just keep stirring it. So all in all, this is basically like once everything's prepped, it's basically like a 10-15 minute dish, honestly. See, I think I definitely want more more basil. So I'm gonna lower this even more. And I'm gonna cut up a little bit more. Okay, I wasn't recording. So I just added a little bit of Parmesan. You missed it, I wasn't recording, I thought it was. You can wait, you don't even have to use that if you don't want to. And you can just wait until like the pasta is ready and just throw it on top of everything. But anyway, so then if you want, just taste the tomato, see if it needs more salt, see if it needs more Parmesan, see if you need to put more basil. Like, it's all trial and error and what kind of flavor you like and how flavorful, you know what I mean? So that is it. That's what that looks like. I'm gonna turn this off because it's basically ready. I have 1 minute left on the pasta and that's it. So it should look like this. I'm putting this pot that we use everything in, and I'm taking the pasta, throwing it back in, and I'm going to throw the sauce right in there as soon as I put some more fresh basil on it, like that. So just adding everything. If you're just doing if you're doing less than a pound, then you can just throw it in the saucepan itself. But because it's a pound, it's too much. Jeez, it's hard to do this with one hand. So you just mix everything around and plate it. So that is it. I'm just gonna add a little Parmesan. very hot in here. All right, so we're gonna try it. I'll let you know if it needs anything. You know what it needs? Because I forgot. Sun-dried tomatoes. I didn't even try it. You have to add them in with the rest. Like this doesn't matter what time you add them in, but I totally forgot that. I love them. Okay. Not bad. A little more cheese. A little more cheese. It's very light and like fresh tasting. So you're not gonna have like a lot of depth as if you were to have like a marinara sauce that's been cooking for 3 to 5 hours, you know what I mean? But you do taste the garlic, the tomato, the basil, the Parmesan. So it's like light but hearty, if that makes sense. I don't know, I like it. It's good. So the sun-dried tomato actually does help with a lot of flavor too, so. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful to you. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but subscribe if you're not already, and I shall see you in my next video. Ciao.